What's going on, guys? I'm Caleb Quanbeck, and this is my LS S14. We just recently got this thing running. Still not 100% done, but it rips, it's fast. I decided to go with this car. I had an S13 with a 1J, and I did a raffle for it, and one lucky person won that car. And I wanted to build something at more of a competitive, aggressive, wouldn't say pro level because it's not there, but just a good, decent sized horsepower car with a shit ton of grip. And this is as far as I could get with the budget that I had. I'm very satisfied. It's got a 403 cubic inch LS2 with LS3 heads. Everything that's dressed on the motor is all Holley. Around the Holley HP Efi ECU with their harness, their intake manifold, throttle body, fuel rails. It's fantastic. It looks great. So the suspension on this car is pretty basic. I'm running BC BR series coilovers, front and rear. 4K spring in the rear, 8K in the front. I've got the WHIPWIP FT legal set up in the front. And then the rear, I've got all the ISR Pro Series arms with a PBM drop knuckle. So inside the car, you can see that it's not necessarily completed. The dash is not installed yet. I want to flock it first before it goes in. And also with working on all the bugs and making sure that the wiring's accessible, I just kind of wanted to leave it out until everything's good. It's very simple. We've got some Smarco seats, rattle can paint job. This really cool shifter. I don't actually know who makes it, but it's pretty cool. I don't know, it looks fancy for, I have a CD09 gearbox, so shifters are pretty limited. This one looks very neat. Villain's handbrake. If you follow me and you know about my past as a professional BMX rider, you know I have a signature grip from Stranger called Quanbeck, so you have to put that on here, you know. We've got these Willwood swing style pedals that were probably the biggest mistake of this build. They're very hard to install. I have an aftermarket steering column, also very hard to install and time consuming. I wouldn't recommend it, but it looks cool. It's very clean. The Holley Efi dash. There's different layouts. You can watch your data log. What else can you do with this, Ant? This dash is a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, you got like a custom gauge display. You can put pretty much all your input outputs in there. Yeah, and it's pretty shiny.
So this car started out as a 95. We converted it to a kooky front end. It's got a VIS D-Max style hood, Origin stylish kit. I got that from you guys actually. I actually got my fenders from you guys also. Origin Type 3s, front and rear. Koenig helped me pick out the specs for the wheels to make sure that it would fit real nice. So I've got the Koenig Hypergram wheels. The fronts are 17 by 9 plus 25. The rears are 18 by 9.5 plus 25. They fit fantastic. With this WHIPWIP stuff, it's really hard to get a wheel to fit decently with a fender, and I think this is perfect. So with the LS, we wanted to use the CD009 gearbox, and I used the ISR adapter plate and mount kit, tranny mount, everything. It made the installation of this engine very simple. ISR headers, radium, fuel pressure regulator, and as you can see here, we did my fuel setup's a little different. Usually there's a crossover from rail to rail, but since it's a pressurized system, you don't necessarily have to do that if you have a regulator like this. So the main reason I moved out to Florida was actually to work with Harbortown Fabrication. They built me this V8, which is fantastic. He also did the full tube rear on the car. I'll pull the trunk off here in a second so you guys can see that. Level Ride Concepts did the cage and the tube front. Up Fab down in Cape Coral did the front and rear bash bar. And 1K Motorsports did some miscellaneous fabrication on the car. So big thanks to every shop and brand that helped out with this car. I'll pop this thing off so you guys can see some of Tom's work here. This one needs a once over with the paint and probably a little wipe down. Put some sand on here, but this piece here is removable. And this is just to basically hold these very slim, and there's not any metal underneath this edge of the body, so it holds it in place and keeps everything nice and tidy where it needs to be. And then you get the fuel cell enclosure, a jacking point, another cross brace up there. Rear dash bar, pretty simple. Some tabs to hold the over fenders in place. And these will probably just bend if I did hit something, and bend it back and bolt it back on. And keep driving. Thanks for checking out my WHIPWIP. Make sure to subscribe to the Enjuku YouTube channel. I'm out.